Republicans are eyeing Virginia's 7th congressional district to expand their majority. Here's One America's Nathaniel Manner.
Despite holding the majority in the House of Representatives, Republicans have an uphill battle to retain their lead in the lower chamber. The NRCC released a list of 37 districts that they are looking to expand their narrow majority. One of those is Virginia's 7th congressional district, currently being held by outgoing Representative Abigail Spanberger. Here to talk more about this is a Republican candidate for that district, Cameron Hamilton. Cameron, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so first off, can you tell us a little bit about why you're running for the seat and what the most pressing issues are for Virginia voters?
Absolutely. So my name is Cameron Hamilton. I spent 10 years as a Navy SEAL. I also served as a civil servant at the State Department and the Department of Homeland Security. We've seen a variety of bureaucratic issues all throughout this federal government. And so I'm running as a constitutional conservative. I'm running because I can't sit idly by on the sidelines and watch this nation's blessings and resources being squandered by feckless bureaucrats in D.C. So that's why I've entered the race. That's why I believe it's time that we, the people, have an actual constitutionalist represent them here in the Virginia 7th. The key issues that are facing this district are a variety of them, but some of the larger ones that you'll find more common is, number one, immigration. Individuals from the federal workspace up and down the eastern aspect of Virginia 7 have seen this growing trend of the migrant crisis of what we see on the southern border, as well as the relocation efforts of a lot of individuals here to the United States, here specifically within the Virginia 7th, increasing towards the level of crime, increasing towards a burden on some of our social systems. So that's a critical issue that voters are very much concerned about. It also presents a variety of national security implications. There's a huge proportion of voters in the Virginia 7th that live just southwest of D.C. So ironically, they know and they understand national politics in a much more granular level that's not traditional or unique, or it's not common with other districts. So they very much understand the risks from a national security perspective. The second issue that we're finding right now is people are disenfranchised with the corruption and politics that go on in D.C. They're ready for new styles of legislators that are willing to serve we the people and not special interest. Lastly, I think the cost of living, inflation, all the different budgetary issues that we are facing as a nation financially are grotesquely impacting this district with, the cost of milk at the store, the cost of gasoline, you name it. People are fed up.
Right, so one of your Democrat challengers is Eugene Vindman, the brother of Alexander Vindman, who we all know alleged that Donald Trump abused his power while in office, which kicked off the first impeachment inquiry against him. Now, if he ends up winning that race, will he and his brother try to launch some sort of third impeachment against Donald Trump if he becomes the president again?
Likely. I think they'll do a lot more than that. One thing that people don't realize about Yevgeny Vindman is that he was also a JAG officer who prosecuted military service members who did not adhere to the vaccine mandates and then bragged about it publicly on social media while in uniform. So, look, these gentlemen are closet tyrants. It doesn't matter what they say. They run on the issue of defending democracy. They couldn't be farther from the truth. They're career bureaucrats who believe that the federal government has unique authorities to supersede individuals' private liberty and freedoms. The whole case of Alexander Vindman was because he disagreed with the President of the United States foreign policy prerogatives. You could not ask for a more diabolical opposite. When I served at DHS, again, I represented 2,000 DHS employees in a complaint and a suit in the Fifth Circuit Court under a group called Feds for Freedom, which we ultimately won against the executive branch. So I think if I win the primary and go on to the general election, if Yevgeny wins his primary and goes on to represent the Democratic Party in the general election, who knows what they'll do? These are two individuals who I think are drunk on power and on influence.
All right, well, speaking of the primary, which is set for June 18th, you're running against a slew of other Republicans. What's your message to the voters? Why should they vote for you over the other guys?
That's a great question. I've had the honor of being endorsed by some compelling fighters in D.C. Senator Rand Paul, Chairman Mark Green, Scott Perry, Bob Good, so many other just amazing people. Anna Paulina Luna, Eli Crane, Ralph Norman, Nick Freitas, Yesli Vega. I mean, there are so many. Tom Homan, former director of ICE. So many incredible people have partnered with me and have believed in my message. Now, there's many more that I haven't messaged here. What I would say is I'm a different kind of Republican. I'm a Republican that also believes we have serious issues that we have to clean up within our own party before we are ever going to win against the progressive movement. So I have no problem criticizing both our party as well as the opposing party because I think we need to get back to the basics. We have a nation to save here, people. And so I'm running as a constitutional conservative with a firm belief in limited government. I also didn't mention that I've been endorsed by Congressman Thomas Massey. Again, some of the fighters in D.C. believe in me, believe in my message, and it's an absolute honor to have their endorsement. Ultimately, I'm running on family values, and I'm running for simplicity in government that serves we the people.
All right, well, Cameron Hamilton, candidate for Virginia's 7th Congressional District, it was great to talk with you today.
Thank you so much. God bless you all.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.